Madam Toastmaster, ladies and gentlemen, traffic jam. Traffic jam affects everyone. It affects people in this room, it affects people in this country, and it also affects people on earth. Everywhere around the world, people are affected by traffic jam. It affects people when they go to work, it affects people when they come home from work, and it also affects people when they come to Toastmasters. Now, traffic jam is an unwelcome guest in our lives, and it's counterproductive. Counterproductive in the sense that economy is suffering because people get stuck in traffic almost on a daily basis, and companies sometimes lose billions because of traffic jams. Now, what you find is that employees get stuck in traffic, and then they become angry, they become sad, they become frustrated, and then that, in most cases, leads to them being unproductive in the workplace. Now, there was a study actually that was conducted by TomTom, which found that 40% of employees are late for work because of the traffic jam. The same study that was conducted by TomTom also found that a third of Gauteng drivers in Gauteng province, they spend about 45 minutes in a traffic jam, almost on a daily basis. This, ladies and gentlemen, shows that traffic jam is a huge problem, not only in this country, but worldwide. And I believe that traffic jam should be eradicated the same way apartheid was eradicated. Eradicated the same way corruption should be eradicated. So the only way we can do this is if everyone is involved. Now, what has been done at the moment to eradicate traffic jam? There's a partnership between Talk Radio 702 and Outsurance. And Outsurance, what they do is they sponsor traffic officers. They call them pointsmen. They sponsor them, and they take them to a specific intersection, and then those guys direct traffic and help alleviate traffic. That is working at the moment. It has been done for the past 6 years, and so far it's been successful. But is it enough? Unfortunately, it's not enough, because there are other areas where there are still traffic jams, and those pointsmen are not able to go to those areas to help alleviate those traffic congestion. They can't do everything. Talk Radio 702, Outsurance can make a difference, but they cannot do enough. So what can be done to help those areas that experience traffic jams? My solution is us. We should do it. What I propose, ladies and gentlemen, is that we should volunteer to become volunteer traffic cops or volunteer traffic officers. And how do we do this? Here's my picture. What I'm picturing is we volunteer to become traffic officers. We get trained by the traffic department to be able to direct traffic. We get accredited or allowed permission to become volunteer traffic officers. We get the necessary clothing or uniform. And then when we are stuck in a particular traffic jam, then we can step out of our cars and help direct traffic. Now, this obviously has to be done by government. And I believe that if this is done, then it will help solve the problem of traffic jams. Now, I want to introduce you to a fictional friend of mine called Joe. Now, Joe is a friend of mine, fictional friend of mine. He's in his 40s. He's got a good job. He's married with 3 kids. He's got a good personality. But Joe is almost always stuck in traffic. And this is a problem because what makes Joe a bad person is because he gets stuck in traffic and he becomes angry, he becomes frustrated, and then he goes to work, he takes out his anger on his employees, he goes back home to his wife and his kids, and because he was stuck in traffic in the workplace, before he goes to work, he takes out his anger on his kids and his wife. That makes him a bad person. So now Joe decides, no, I'm tired of complaining, I'm tired of blaming the government for everything. Let me do something to alleviate traffic. Let me do my part to alleviate traffic. So Joe goes to the traffic department. He gets accredited to become a traffic officer, a volunteer traffic officer. He gets trained, he gets uniform, and everything is paid for by the traffic department. And what happens is that one day, Joe goes to work normally. He gets stuck in traffic, per usual, and he decides no. He listened on the radio and he heard that, he actually heard from Rob Byrne, the famous traffic announcer, that the traffic intersection that Joe is in will delay him for about 30 minutes to 40 minutes. And Joe decides, no, let me do my part. Because I am trained to become a volunteer traffic officer, let me do it. So Joe moves out of that traffic jam. He drives on the yellow line. He gets close to the traffic intersection because the robots are not working, which is the cause of that particular traffic jam. And he starts directing traffic. So he does this for 30 minutes. You can do it, I propose that it can be done for 10 minutes. You can do it for 20 minutes. You can even do it for an hour if you want. But Joe decides to do it for 30 minutes. So he directs traffic, he does all these hand gestures, and all of a sudden, after the 30-minute stint, it's finished. He gets back to his car, he drives back home, back to his wife, back to his kids, and he is happy because he has done something to help people around him. He has helped some people to get back to their destination in a faster time frame. And that makes him happy, and the kids are happy because dad is no longer angry with him because of what happened in a traffic situation. And I believe that if we do this, then it will help the situation of traffic jams in this country. If there's one thing that we should do, is to sometimes do difficult things. Nelson Mandela did the difficult thing of forgiving people. He could have done something easy, which is to take revenge, but he did the difficult thing of forgiving. So what we should do as well is to do the difficult thing of spending our time to alleviate traffic by becoming traffic officers. And if we do that, then I believe that the country will be a better place. So there's two things that I think we should do. The first thing is to let the powers that be know that we should help alleviate traffic. You know, the traffic department and everyone else. And then the second thing is to us to volunteer to become volunteer traffic officers. And if we do that, then I promise you, ladies and gentlemen, traffic jams will be eradicated. Madam Toastmaster.
Thank you very much, Sandeep.